the new education policy 2020, क्या इस NEP या इस change की जरूरत है?
You cannot live in a static society. You have to adopt a dynamic approach.
आने वाले 10 सालों में, एक decade में, AI can read and write better than any human being today itself. Definition of literacy will change to person will be called literate if he knows how to use the tools of AI.
We are talking about AI in metros, in cities. But what about the village? Our country is known for the villages only. Now we are not going to have one computer teacher. Now we are going to have all AI teachers.
What is the percentage of teachers you have met in your life who had taken teaching by choice?
This is unfortunate, but not more than 2%.
एक अच्छा टीचर सिर्फ ट्रेन करके बनाया जा सकता है या आपको ऐसा लगता है कि उसके पास कुछ अंदरूनी उसकी खुद की इनहेरेंट चीजें भी होनी चाहिए अच्छा टीचर बनने के लिए?
So boarding schools are going to have lot of challenges. It is not about my school only.
Monsoon greetings, and you're all welcome to the second episode of Beyond the Classroom. I am Vikram Ahuja presenting the very second episode with none other than Mr. R.C. Joshi Sahab, Principal LK Singhania Education Centre, Gotan. जोशी साहब के बारे में और स्कूल के बारे में थोड़ा सा ज़रूर बताना चाहूँगा. बीइंग एन एजुकेशनिस्ट, इफ़ यू विल सी दैट वेयर डू स्टूडेंट्स ट्रैवल, सो स्टूडेंट्स विल ट्रैवल टू अजमेर फॉर मेयो, विल ट्रैवल टू सनार, विल ट्रैवल टू मसूरी, विल ट्रैवल टू देहरादून फॉर दून स्कूल. इफ एट वन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम आई मीट अ पेरेंट एंड अ चाइल्ड हु टेल्स मी दैट जी मैंने अपने बच्चे को गोटन के LK सिंघानिया में डाला है. सो आसपास के गांव से बड़े शहर में आने का ट्रेंड वी ऑल नो, बट एक बड़े शहर से गोटन में जाने का ट्रेंड is only because of your school, and 30 years of your service to that school has given this position to the school. Congratulations, Joshi Sahab.
Thank you.
Most welcome to our second episode. Joshi Sahab is also an economic teacher. He has written a lot of books which are part of CBSE curriculum now. He has been awarded Principal of the Year 2014. He also got the CBSE Award in 2015. So, this is, I would say, a pure teacher turned administrator and the principal. So, Joshi Sahab, आपका सफ़र 30 सालों का अपने स्कूल में कैसा रहा, उसके बारे में 2 मिनट बात करेंगे.
Yeah, thank you for calling me and inviting me. I'm a man from Uttaranchal Hills, and coming all the way from hills to Rajasthan, it was not an easy thing for me.
Cultural shift.
Yeah, and in the childhood we learn about the Rajasthan means deserts, camels. But when I entered in 1996, I joined this school as an economics teacher. And I never thought that I'm going to spend 30 years in the premises of the school.
Yeah.
But as you spend more time, you get emotionally attached with the institution. And I've seen my professional growth along with the growth of the institution. And initially I was a teacher only, and that later on I've got different responsibility, housemaster, hostel coordinator, and then vice principal. And 2008 I'm heading the school. But
Awesome.
Still, my heart lies in my teaching. So even today being a principal, I love to teach economics to my children.
Awesome, awesome. So जोशी साहब, हम सब स्कूल वालों को आजकल एक शब्द को पिछले कुछ 5 सालों से बहुत सुर्खियों में है, is NEP, the new education policy 2020. We are sitting in 2025. It's a slow process, but it is catching up. I am devil's advocate, जोशी साहब. मेरा एक सवाल है आपसे, और एक एडुकेशनिस्ट ही मुझे इसका एक प्रॉपर जवाब दे पाएगा. आज की तारीख में सर, if I look at the best companies in the world, and when I say best companies in the world, I'm talking about Microsoft, I'm talking about Google, I'm talking about Adobe. If you go in fashion, these are tech companies, of course. You go to fashion, go to Chanel. All these are headed by Indian origin CEOs. All these Indian origin CEOs probably had studied, had did their primary and secondary and maybe college education from India. It cannot be a coincidence, sir, that best companies, CEOs, all of them, 21 today $1 billion $21 billion companies have Indian origin CEOs. तो कुछ तो अच्छा किया होगा एजुकेशन सिस्टम ने कि हमारे यहां से इतने सारे इंडियन ओरिजिन के सीईओज बने हुए हैं. तो कुछ ना कुछ तो हमें श्रेय देना ही चाहिए हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम को. यस, वी टॉक अबाउट रोट लर्निंग एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी आर ब्रिंगिंग इन चेंजेस. तो डेविल्स एडवोकेट दिमाग ये कहता है कि क्या इस एनईपी या इस चेंज की जरूरत है?
सी आई विल से आई एग्री विथ यू कंप्लीटली कि हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि जो हमारी पुरानी शिक्षा प्रणाली एजुकेशन सिस्टम वाज देयर, इट हैज़ नथिंग. But with the time, the change is required. You cannot live in a static society.
Correct.
You have to adopt a dynamic approach. And whatever new things has been adopted under NEP, these are the, you can say, I say, says on a stage and now guide on the side. It is something like this.
Okay.
And flexibility was required because we were very fixed in terms of selection of subjects.
Correct.
Now this flexibility is going to enhance the knowledge part of the children, giving them more freedom. Even they can have changes after, like for an example, a child has opted humanities and later on he realized that he is better for the science. So in the previous education policy, it was not possible. Once you have taken a humanities, you have to be with the humanities only. So all these possibilities are in the new education policy, but my worry is its implementation.
Correct.
Because if you look into the policy, lot of work has been done by the policy makers, but how we will develop the infrastructure for the training of teachers, because without teachers training, I don't think its implementation is in the ground level. So this is my worry regarding the new education policy.
So I think the key to success lies in the execution and not making the policy or the rule. You're absolutely right. You're also right on the flexibility. I remember my daughter did her schooling and undergraduate from US. First year, she started with mechanical engineering. Then she realized she's not meant for mechanical engineering. Second year, she did robotics. Third year, she thought she should be doing management. Finally, she ended up doing accounts. And now she is she is CPA, worked with ENY earlier and now with Home Depot. So yes, you're absolutely right. She had a choice to move from one subject to the other and could find her calling ultimately. Her calling was accounts, and she found her calling and did excel in that.
Coincidentally, I have got the same with my son. He has done 12th with science, then he has done from St. Stephen's his physics honors, and he went to Germany for the masters in physics. Of a sudden, he changed his research to the biology.
Awesome.
And he was having bio up to 10th only. So if such flexibility is in the education system, you are going to open all the channels for our children.
Yeah. But all these senior guys who did their IITs, IIM from India and are now heading best of the companies, maybe, because not lot of choices were given to them, so they were focused on their subjects and they could excel. I mean, as I said, I'm a devil's advocate, so I will also talk about that because you and I both are from that education system and I have no complaints and I'm so sure you also have no complaints about that. So next point, when we talk about NEP and we talk about new things coming into education system, we hear a lot about AI, artificial intelligence. I was talking to a friend yesterday and he said that आने वाले 10 सालों में, एक decade में, हम कहते हैं literacy rate. So we talk about Kerala, which was 100% literate. Literate till this date means a person who can read and write. That's actually literacy or non-literacy. This definition, Joshi Sahab, is going to change because mere hisab se, AI can read and write better than any human being today itself.
I agree.
And this thing will change and the definition of literacy will change to that a person will be called literate if he knows how to use the tools of AI. So that is going to be the future and I can see that future very, very soon. I mean, I'm saying a decade, but it can be sooner than that as well. So how do you see the education system changing with this AI? One, so there are three questions entangled in it. One, what changes do you see? Second, how do you think the schools will have to adapt things to focus more on this or to balance, as you said earlier, the education? And third, how students are going to look at the conventional education tools after the implementation of AI in that detail and depth?
Yeah, first I think we are ready. We are ready, and lot of government support is also there. And but the problem is, again, I will say infrastructure. When we look into our country is not a small country that things will happen within day. It will take time because we have to reach to every nook and corner. We are talking about AI in metros, in cities. But what about the village? Our country is known for the villages only. So that is going to be very challenging in our country. But at the same time, we cannot deny the change. We have to accept it. We have to prepare ourselves, and lot of support to the rural areas from the government required. Then only we'll be successful. And regarding use of AI tools, the first is to work on teachers. Because now we'll have to change the concept that computer teacher, no. Now we are not going to have one computer teacher. Now we are going to have all AI teachers. They must know how to make the best use of AI tools. Then only we will able to prepare ourselves that for the challenges which are going to happen in our life according to you after 10 years. So very important thing is that we'll have to change this concept that history teacher, geography teacher, no. You are supposed to be equipped with the AI tools, and that you have to display in your classroom teaching. And the third one was?
About the students, the adaptability by the students.
A student, that is balancing is very important, sir, because whatever you say about the AI cannot be substitute of a teacher.
Okay.
Because the emotion, the soft skills, all that required for the balancing. So we will have to make a good mix of our traditional way of teaching or what we are doing today. At the same time, modern approach we'll have to accept.
तो मेरे पास दूसरा सवाल था, पर आपके इस जवाब से मैं एक और सवाल बीच में बना रहा हूँ. आपने कहा टीचिंग AI cannot replace teachers. That's very, very interesting. What parameters other than emotions? Emotions is one, but how important is emotion in imparting the education?
I believe it is very important.
Okay.
Like for an example, one of the emotion is care.
Okay.
Right? Many times it happens, you fail to make a connect with the child. AI cannot make a connect with the child. Where the teacher through the care can make a connect, can motivate. So this is how I feel that some of the soft skills which are very important, and that is luckily gifted to the humans. Otherwise, though, you can say that tomorrow humans are separated through the AI.
True. I was talking to a few doctors of AIIMS Jodhpur, और उनका भी ये मानना था that रोबोटिक सर्जरी हो रही है, AI से सब कुछ हो जाएगा आने वाले सालों में. they will be equipped with all the equipments. They might not need human intervention in a lot of surgeries. But what he said rightly, that जो nursing है उसमें तो human चाहिएगा ही चाहिएगा. The nursing part of taking care,
that is care,
will never be taken care by the machines. Yes. or the robotics. And I think the same formula applies for education. जोशी साहब, आप because आपका background ऐसा रहा है और जितना मैं आपके बारे में जानता हूँ उसके हिसाब से मुझे ये भी है, और अभी कुछ आपसे in conversation also you have spoken a lot about teacher training. There are these two terms we are putting a lot of stress on, and being a school owner myself, I understand the value of teacher training. But then do you think, and this question is absolutely around the training itself, do you think that each and everything a teacher should have can be taught to them, or do you think there are some inherent capabilities which a teacher should have to become a good teacher? So कहने का मतलब एक अच्छा टीचर सिर्फ ट्रेन करके बनाया जा सकता है, या आपको ऐसा लगता है कि उसके पास कुछ अंदरूनी उसकी खुद की इनहेरेंट चीजें भी होनी चाहिए अच्छा टीचर बनने के लिए?
See, the first question is, you are a teacher by choice or by force.
Okay. If you are a wonderful way of looking at it.
Yeah. If you are a teacher by choice, so lot of things are within you, it means. And if you are a teacher by force, then look into it. That do you have any other option there? If you don't have any option, say I'm a teacher by choice now. And that acceptance as a teacher you must have. And once you have this acceptance, then training is the secondary part. I very much agree with you that we cannot make a good teacher only through trainings or workshops. Some of the things are within self. And if you don't have those qualities, you will not able to emerge. And moreover, I don't call them teachers. Because when I talk about creating the shift from engaging a student to empowering a student, at the same time, I want shift from teacher to educator. And once you put yourself in the frame of educator, it means you must have some inherent qualities which makes you an educator.
Joshi sir, what is the percentage of teachers you have met in your life who had taken teaching by choice?
This is unfortunate, but not more than 2%.
Not more than 2%?
Yeah, you enter in a class, if you are teaching a class, ask from those students, how many of them want to be teacher in their future? If you make a single child to raise the hand, it means you are fortunate enough in India.
So you mean to say 98% of our teachers in India are by force?
This is the very, you can say, unfortunate thing I'm sharing with you.
No, that's okay.
But this is
That's
my
okay.
experience.
See, this beyond the classroom is all about talking about those things, topics which you and I will not do on a podium or in a conference or are not formally spoken or not generally spoken. It is all about discussing those shadows which we see but we don't talk about. There
is a reason behind it also.
Okay.
That if you look at the European countries, what status we give to the teachers, and India, what status we give to our teachers, whether it is from government side or in society also. And after this COVID, the things has gone other way also. What is the parents' expectations towards teacher? What is the respect and regard of parent toward teacher? This all matters. And if you look into the unfortunate part of our education, see, the foundational stage, which is very important. अगर आप एक बिल्डिंग बनाने जा रहे हैं, सबसे पहले आप सबसे ज़्यादा ध्यान फाउंडेशन पे देते हैं कि फाउंडेशन सही होनी चाहिए, बिल्डिंग की लाइफ अच्छी हो.
Correct.
And what salary we are paying at that stage to our teachers? Why we are paying them less as compared to the teachers who are teaching in the higher classes?
So is it only about commercial reasons that people are not opting to become teacher?
One of the reasons is commercial reason.
क्योंकि ये चीज कुछ दशकों में ही बदली होगी, क्योंकि हमारा भारत तो वो भारत है जिसपे ये लिखा गया था, गुरु गोविंद दोनों खड़े काके लागू पाए. वहां से जहाँ शुरुआत हुई, जहां पर भगवान से ऊपर भी गुरु को एक दर्जा दिया गया था जिस देश में, वहां पर अगर आज की तारीख में कोई इंसान टीचर नहीं बनना चाह रहा है जिसको गुरु से ऊपर का दर्जा मिला है, तो ये बड़े दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है.
I will take it on lighter side. In our days, there was no PTM. Only the teacher is supposed to visit our house and have a cup of tea.
I remember that. My teacher used to visit my house. Yes, I remember.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you find your Guruji in the market, you will not have same in touching the feet.
Yes.
It's the same things today.
आज भी करते हैं.
अब वो चीजें धीरे-धीरे बदली हैं with the commercialization. So somewhere in school or in the parents, we are teaching to our children purpose of life is success. But later on the children realize the purpose of life is success plus happiness.
आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं सर. मैं पढ़ाई के लिए वैसे ही समझता हूँ जैसे हम खाने के लिए समझते हैं. So when we have food, we ensure that हमारा home cooked food has protein, carbohydrates, this, that, everything. And that is why we focus more on home cooked food. उसी तरीके से मुझे लगता है कि basic school education which has everything into it, you know.
I agree.
That is important. और यहीं पे अगर हम बच्चों को flexibility दे देंगे कि अच्छा आप कुछ भी खा सकते हो, तो they are definitely going to opt for junk food, the easier food for them, easily cooked food or not cooked food or semi-cooked food, which is ultimately is not good for their health. You and I know that. They might not be aware of this, but we know that it is not going to be very good for their health later on in the life. Similarly, the basic school education system is important for their development, for their career, for their growth, for their knowledge. Anything playing with the basic school structure, I believe, is not a very good idea.
No, up to class 10th, I agree with you. that children must have social studies, they must have mathematics, science, Hindi, English. These are the compulsory subjects, right? If you will give them any easy option, they will shift towards it. So there is no need for. Okay. But once they complete their +2, by that time they are at the age of 17 or 18 and they are looking towards a career. And if one is not comfortable with humanities, you can keep the option open that he can try for the science. Like why thousands of students from India are going to the country like Ukraine. They are going to a country like China. I have got an example where the child was having humanities and later on he realized and he really worked hard and went out and completed his medical, came back to India and he cleared the exam and today he is happy as a doctor. So there I am looking for, by the time when they are up to that age from where their change of decision is not going to affect their subject knowledge.
So, Joshi साहब, I think you are absolutely right. आपका ये मानना कि जब बच्चा 10th में होता है तो वो शायद 15-16 साल का होगा और मे बी ही इज नॉट रेडी टू मेक द राइट चॉइस. सो उसका चॉइस साइंस लेना या कॉमर्स लेना या ह्यूमैनिटीज लेना वुड डिपेंड ऑन लॉट ऑफ अदर सर्कमस्टांसेस के फैमिली क्या चाहती है, पेरेंट्स क्या चाहते हैं, सिबलिंग्स क्या चाहते हैं, एल्डर ब्रदर सिस्टर क्या चाहते हैं, या स्कूल के कुछ दोस्त अगर वो साइंस ले रहे हैं तो मैं भी साइंस ले लेता हूँ, वो ह्यूमैनिटीज ले रहे हैं तो मैं ह्यूमैनिटीज ले लेता हूँ.
दिस इज द मेजर फैक्टर.
हाँ, और मेरी 12th के बाद जब वो 17-18 साल के मैच्योर हो जाते हैं तो रियलाइज होता है कि हमने वो गलती कर दी थी और अब तो हमें इसके साथ स्टक रहना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज अगर हमने साइंस नहीं पढ़ा तो अब हम डॉक्टर नहीं बन सकते हैं. आई थिंक यू हैव अ वेरी 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 वैलिड पॉइंट दैट when a student feels that he is now ready to take the right decision, then the choice should be there with him or her to make that change.
Yes.
I think with this thought process, I think whatever the government and the CBSE bringing in the new education policy would be a great boon to the students later on. एक आखिरी सवाल जोशी साहब, 30 साल एक ही संस्था में, अलग अलग पोजीशन, टीचर, हाउस मेंटोर्स और मे बी वाइस प्रिंसिपल एंड देन प्रिंसिपल, बट आपने कहा कि पढ़ाना आपके दिल के करीब है, तो उससे ये तो समझ में आ गया कि बीइंग अ टीचर वाज योर प्रेफर्ड चॉइस एंड यू वर, आई थिंक, अ टीचर बाय चॉइस एंड नॉट फोर्स्ड, which is a good thing. So you are among those 2%. So which is a wonderful thing, and I'm happy to meet somebody who is from that 2% and not 98%. आने वाले 10 साल आपके और आपके स्कूल के, so can you visualize next 10 years you playing what role? How your institute is going to shape, what all. So I'm so sure LK Singhania Education Centre is a very, very preferred school these days. And as I said, if people from Jodhpur, from a tier 2 city going to a smaller town and sending their kids to a smaller town, it was all because of the school and not because of the place called Gotan. How do you see the journey of next 10 years, sir?
You see, I'm at the 59 now.
Okay.
So I'm very close to my retirement, and then I have planned another inning, because retirement is not throughout your life.
Of course.
Regarding the school, being a boarding school, now the challenges are there. The reason is especially after the COVID, children got addicted towards the luxuries. Addicted towards mobile, towards laptop culture, and very difficult to make them to come to the hostels. It is very difficult. And second problem with in front of the boarding schools is about children in the family. They have maximum 2 children or 1 child in the family, and parents are also very possessive.
They don't want to send them to the hostel.
Parents are also very possessive. Slight homesickness, and that makes the parent to take the child back. And children are aware about that homesickness of parents also. So boarding schools are going to have a lot of challenges. It is not about my school only. Maximum boarding schools are facing challenges at present, especially for the strength. And if you talk about the vision of my school, I always compare and compete with myself or my school only. I never look into what is the ranking of my school or whether we are better than the other schools or not. What better we can do within self? What are the additions we can make in terms of infrastructure so that we can give better facilities to our children? What are the things we can improve upon for the academic excellence or excellence in sports or other areas? So that remains in my vision. So over that, management is very, you can say, careful, and they always support to the system. So I'm sure that whatever we are today, we'll improve upon it.
So, sir, as you said, teacher by choice and teacher by force, let me ask you this question on the borders. So, how many students do you think are in your boarding school by choice or by force? So, what is the percentage there?
I never worked over it. This is a tough question for me.
But I just thought so
I
that
feel
there has to be
initially a big percentage of boarders are through force. But once they spend 1 year in the hostel,
then it becomes by choice.
Then they become by choice. Then it is very difficult for them to stay home. Even during the summer vacations, they start asking the parents, क्या करें यहाँ बैठ के? Hostel खुल जाता तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होता. Because initially the problem is there, homesickness is there. It is very natural also. Sometimes I discuss with the parents, they raise a question, sir, ये बहुत रो रहा है, ये बहुत परेशान कर रहा है. This is natural. He is emotionally attached with you. This is a good sign. If suppose you are leaving your boarder to the hostel and he says, Papa jao, Pammi jao, maja aa raha hai. So it means emotional connections is not there.
Correct.
Crying is good, but later on when they adjust in the environment and they are, you can say in true sense hostelers, then for them it is difficult to adjust in home.
हाँ, मेरे ख्याल से हॉस्टल में बोर्डर्स के आपस में जो बॉन्डिंग बनती है वो फैमिली बॉन्डिंग से थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट होती है एंड आई थिंक दैट हॉस्टल बॉन्डिंग और द बोर्डर्स बॉन्डिंग इज फॉर लाइफ. So as they say, family, you choose your friends and you choose your friends in the hostel and then you remain friends forever.
Very true.
Great, Joshi साहब, बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया, बहुत-बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast, and maybe we'll have you again.
Thank you.
For another topic, another interesting topic, and we would like to take more juice from your experience.
Thank you,
so
Vikram
much.
ji. Thanks a lot. Thank you.